you know, because like in the liberal world, like, oh, killing animals bad, right?
Yeah.
You know, so they wanted to take the lead, and then they could show like, oh, look, we're the light to the nations, right? So like the Europeans can follow us, you know, because they're liberal, and then, you know, we can all have this, right? So they wanted to push this thing through and get, you know, and that's it, shut down all the fur products. Yeah. Because, you know, cruelty to animals, right? Yeah. So they brought it up in the Knesset, and of course, like, you know, let's understand what this is going to do to Torah observant Jews. Every Jew who keeps Torah and wears a hat wears an animal hat. Yeah. Wears an animal fur hat. Yeah. Okay, and I'm in solidarity with them today, and that's why I'm wearing my hat today on a very hot day. Okay. It's a very hot day. Tell me how hot it is here.
It is so hot that the Goyim are not doing pogroms today.
That's right. It's too hot for them to go outside and kick our ass, so that's why we can talk freely in here. Actually, I'm more worried about the Jews kicking my ass. It's so hot in here that the Jews
can't get angry at Rabbi Revs.
They're not going to kick my ass today. Okay, so I'm in solidarity. So I'm wearing my fur hat today. I'm in solidarity with the Torah observant Jews living in the state of Israel. This is a hat that I wear. Right. And this is it's very common amongst people, and it's made out of black rabbits. This is a rabbit fur hat. This is a rabbit fur hat. Many Hasidic Jews wear rabbit fur hats. I mean, they all wear. The only ones who don't are Lubavitch, and they wear beaver, right? So it's either beaver or rabbit. You can take it's all fur, right? And then, like, you know, they wear the strimals, which are made out of. I don't know if people have seen this, but you can look it up. It's made out of foxes and I'm not sure, some other type of fur, but they're made out of fur. I think fox fur. Mostly fox fur. And, I mean, these animals are all basically slaughtered for the fur. They're trapped for the fur, right? And that's fine. Judaism says, the Torah says, that the greatest thing that an animal can live for, the greatest thing in an animal's life, like the ultimate purpose would be that a Jew should come and slaughter it, or somebody should slaughter it, right? And the skins or the furs from the animal should be used by a Jew in his performance of mitzvahs. What could be greater in the life of a black rabbit, right, than to have me wear its hat when I put on tefillin in the morning? That's the greatest thing, that the rabbit is perpetualized, immortalized, right? It's long dead anyways, right? But its fur is going to always be on my head, on a Jew's head, while he's wrapping tefillin, which is, by the way, is a cow skin. Yeah. And the parchments are also taken from the skin of the animal. Jews, the Torah is antithetical to the concept of veganism. Veganism and Judaism don't work together, because Judaism says the ultimate good that you can do with an animal, if it's a kosher animal, is to slaughter it and take its energy from that animal and use it to perform other mitzvahs such as shechting, killing other animals. Yeah. We are a people that believe in we have no problem slaughtering animals, because this is the greatest thing that can happen for the animal. The animal wants to be slaughtered by a Jew, and to have the energy from that animal be used for performance of a mitzvah, become one with the Jew and one with God. That's what they want. Yeah. Vegans take away that ability from the animal, and they say, no, you should just have a happy cow life and then just die naturally and have, you know, nobody eat you. Well, it's a waste of its life. Right. That is a waste of the cow's life. The cow wants to be shechted. The cow wants to be brought as a
sacrifice.
I don't like that word. Offering.
Offering to Hashem.
An offering to Hashem. An offering to God in the base of Mikdash. We can't do that today. But the Torah, one of the 5 books of Moses is just dedicated to the laws of shechting animals, you know, slaughtering animals, eating animals, burning them. I mean, this is a core principle, a core foundation belief in Judaism. Yeah. Judaism and veganism. I have nothing against vegans, okay? I have a lot of friends who are vegans. It's a different belief system, right? Yeah. And there is some overlap. Like, we don't like to, you know, we don't believe in harm and cruelty to animals. And, you know, that's true. We also have a mitzvah of Balsar, Tsar Barley Chaim, I can't talk.
Against cruelty to
Yeah,
animals.
against cruelty to animals. We're against cruelty to animals. But at the same time, that doesn't preempt us. We're not extreme to the point where we don't eat them. Now, to get back to the Israeli government, can I get back to this?
Yes.
Okay, so they proposed this bill, and they brought it down to the Knesset floor, whatever. They didn't have the votes, so they had to get this thing passed. They had to make a deal with the religious people, because here's what it basically boils down.
Yeah.
You're, like you suggested.
Yes.
If they were to pass this bill in its original form, they'd basically be saying, "Get out." You know, all the Frummies in Eretz Israel, get the fuck out of the country.
Yeah.
So they, that was the original form of the bill, right?
Yeah.
Then they didn't have the votes, so they made a deal with the Frummies. So the religious parties said, well, if you put in a special clause that allows for religious hats,
right,
then we'll go along with it.
Yeah.
And so they went ahead, and that's how they're going to get this thing passed, right?
Right.
But there's still a lot of dissension now amongst the real hardcore vegans. And I don't know if they're hardcore vegans or if there's also some people in the mix who are hardcore anti-frum, and this is directed at them. See, I don't know what goes in the mindset of those trying to pass this bill, and I'm just imagine there's a little of both.
Yeah.
Right? If the vegans try to pass it and they're like, well, this kind of defeats the purpose because it's supposed to stop all animals being killed, right? Right? Because they're extreme, right? Okay, then you could say, well, what about the Jew, and they might be just like, forget the bill, right? But those who want to pass this thing in its initial form and drop the clause are taking a direct shot at the Hasidim. They're taking a direct shot at Litvish, at Yeshivish. Because everybody wears either a beaver hat or rabbit hat. You know what I'm saying?
How would you compare the spiritual experience of wearing beaver versus rabbit hat?
Are you asking me yourself?
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Okay.
Is that from the Liquid Rav?
No, that was me channeling the Liquid Rav.
But it wasn't? Because these are like the stupid questions that that it just should be. They're just dumb. Okay? I mean, we're not here to suck the Lakewood Rav's cock. I mean, let's just get that. Let's flush that out of our thinking.
Greg emailed us last week,
and
he mentioned that he had an Orthodox friend who confessed to him that he would boff as many shiksas as he could, but he'd never marry one. Could you, is this...
Are we done with this?
Yeah, unless there's something more you want to
say. No, so let me just tighten this thing up. So, I mean, maybe nobody's interested, but my thing here is, if that clause were to be pulled out of the bill, if the clause were to be taken from the bill, and these things can happen, or later on in time, 5 years from now, they said, okay, we passed this thing, now let's go all the way and wipe it out and wipe out the clause, you're going to force the Jews out of Israel. You're basically saying from Jews have no place in the state of Israel. And then you're basically following Sweden. You know what Sweden has done?
Yeah. What have they done?
Well, for 100 years they've had a ban on the books against kosher slaughter.
Right. So
you can't kosher slaughter. And then they even proposed the idea of banning circumcisions. Because they said that, but once you can't have a kosher food, and a bris, you're basically saying Jews, get the fuck out of the country.
Right.
Right? Holland, Netherlands, your buddies, right? What do they do? What do they do? They said we ban kosher slaughter, and then they even proposed maybe they're not even allowed to import kosher certified food.
Right.
So the Jews who keep from can't eat there. You can't live there, right? So I was really happy when those Holland, when the Dutch lost the Netherlands lost last week in the finals, it's like my attitude was, don't let your wooden shoes kick you in the ass on your way out, assholes. And they're anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
They don't want us there. And I pray that the Israeli government is not trying to do the same thing as Holland and Sweden.
Yeah.
I pray that they're not trying to remove the Hasidim. But as solidarity, I'm wearing my hat today.
Are you Litvish?
I'm Jewish.
Are you Litvish, though?
I'm Jewish.
Are you Yeshivish?
I'm Jewish.
Greg brought up that he had an Orthodox friend
Go ahead.
who confessed to him in a moment of weakness that he would have relations with as many shiksas as he wanted, but he'd only marry a Jew. How common an attitude is this among Orthodox Jews, and how do you feel about it morally?
What's an Orthodox Jew?
Someone who's Torah observant.
A Torah observant Jew.
Yeah. Someone who identifies as Torah observant. every Torah observant Jew sins at different